Welcome back. Can you let us know whether this is your first time or you've been here before? Hello, we're just waiting for a few more minutes to see if anyone will join us. Welcome all. My name is Vara and this is Gulshan. So we'll do the program today. So we've seen most people online have been here before. So perhaps we can do a small introduction, very small introduction, and then get into it. So last week we played 15 minutes of an introduction speech by Shri Mataji, who is the founder of this meditation. This week we'll continue with the next 15 minutes. So if you haven't listened to the last 15, that's all right. At the end of the program, I'll share the link so you can click that and watch what you missed last week. So behind us there is a little chart, which will get zoomed in now. So I'll just explain the real basics of the theory, because most important thing is the experience that you get when you get your self-realization, as we say. So in that chart you'll see these energy centers. So there are 7 energy centers and 3 channels. So the left, which is in blue, the right, which is in yellow, and the middle channel, which is in the center. And then you have a triangular bone on the bottom, which we call the sacrum bone. So sacrum bone has a very, you could say, a live, active energy within ourselves, who is there for our benevolence. However, that motherly energy is dormant. Now, to activate that motherly energy, it's not possible for us to just activate it. So for that, we need a guru or a master who's authorized to activate that energy. And the link is, there is a guru who has the powers to activate it, but one prerequisite for that to be activated is that we need, in our own free will, we have to ask for it. So we have to really request it. And then more often than not, it works out quite well. So the process for that motherly energy to rise through the energy centers and reach the top energy center, which we call the energy center of integration, is what we call the process of self-realization. I think that'll be enough as theory. So if you can walk us through the process, Gulshan.
Sure. Before we go through the process, I might just make a very brief mention of this personality or Shri Mataji, who came to give us our realization. Normally, it would be a very difficult process to achieve, but she made it so easy so that it's easily accessible and free to everyone possible. And Shri Mataji was born in India. She's Indian origin, and she started this in 1970, and spent a lot of time in the UK, where she was living. Her husband was the Secretary General of the UN Maritime Organization, and she spent a lot of time trying to establish and spread this message and give realization, as well as in India at the same time. It grew very quickly in India, and it took a little bit of time in the Western world to grow. But she would travel around the world and hold programs en masse and give realization. And there is something quite special about her, which we leave for you to figure out, because it is through her that this has become such an easy process, effortless. But it does, as Vara said, require your desire. So we'll go through the realization process. If you've done it before already online, it's always nice to go through it again. I do notice everyone's taken their shoes off here, but if you would like to online, you'll be joining us online. If it's your first time, please feel free to take your shoes off. That's the only thing that's something we ask you to do. And then just be comfortably seated wherever you wish to sit. So we will work on the left side of our body. We will place our hands on the energy centers on the left-hand side of our body. Those are also attached, or they respond to our fingertips. So each chakra energy center in our body is actually corresponds to our fingers. That's how we can figure out where the problem is, but that's for later. Just for you to see, that's what is on the diagram as well. So the fingertips are color-coded for that particular reason. All right, so realization, very easy process. How strongly you feel is entirely how strong your desire is to receive that. We open our hands as a mark to receive realization, to receive this little happening within us. Next jump in our evolution. And you can close your eyes so that your attention comes inside and you're not disturbed. But if you find it's a bit difficult to close your eyes, please feel free to watch the flame. We'll take off our glasses, just makes that a bit easier. Left hand stays on our lap, palm up, and the right hand, we will place it on various parts of the body. If you get lost online, please just open your eyes, have a look where the hand is. I will guide you through it, but in case you need to, that's fine as well. Starting with our right hand on the left-hand side, on our heart. This is special chakra within us, very strong and important. And we're going to address our questions and our affirmations within ourselves to our mothering energy, the Kundalini. So first of all, we ask ourselves a very basic question. Who am I? And what is my purpose on this earth? I've been born, I'm capable, but what am I supposed to be doing? It's not just getting a job and a mortgage and getting through that, but I'm sure there is something a bit more in store for us as human beings to receive, to get higher in our evolution as well. So just asking ourselves quietly a few times, who am I? Am I the spirit, Mother Kundalini? What is my purpose on this earth? Keeping our eyes closed, you can just move your hand under the heart area, again on the left-hand side. And here we are going to ask another question. Am I my own master? Am I my own teacher? And it is an important thing to find out, because with the current trend, there's a lot of influence online. And a lot of us, if we're not quite strong within ourselves, tend to rely on our peers to tell us what to think, to tell us what to do. So it is important to be quietly confident within yourself, to know within yourself what is the right thing to do, and to be comfortable with your own decisions as well. Am I my own teacher? Am I my own master? We just slide our hand down again on the left-hand side to the area where the leg joins the body. So just in that crease, place your right hand nice and firm. Your left hand is open on your lap. This is the area of pure knowledge and pure desire within us. So we express our pure desire. And we ask the mothering energy within us, Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. The pure knowledge that we are asking is the state of our being within us. And our hands and our fingertips are the ones that guide us and show us the state of our being within us. Still on the left-hand side, we just bring our right hand up under the heart, onto the area we had placed earlier. And again, affirming this time the quality of being your own master. So we're going to say a few times, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own teacher. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own master. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own teacher. Please bring your hand on the heart on the left-hand side. This is where we began our journey for our self-realization, and we're back on the heart to affirm this time with the quality of the spirit that is within us. So we say a few times, I am the spirit. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the spirit. I am the spirit. The quality of the spirit is very subtle and still and strong within us. It is not happiness or unhappiness. It is a very strong, silent sense of joy, quiet joy that resides in our heart. So we just say that a few more times to affirm that quality of the spirit. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the spirit. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the spirit. We take our right hand and place it on the left-hand side of our neck. And as you do that, just move your head towards your right shoulder. So it just allows easier accessibility to place your hand on your neck. This is the area of guilt within us. So we're going to let go of that feeling of guilt we carry. And a lot of us tend to do that sometimes for no reason, just habit, conditioning, or our family upbringing. So we say a few times, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. please bring your hand and place it on your forehead. And as you do that, just apply a little bit of pressure with your fingertips and the palm of your hand to the sides of your head. And you could also just cradle your head into your hand. And this is the area of forgiveness within us. And here, without thinking of a circumstance or a person in general, I'm going to say a few times, I forgive everyone. And we're going to just forgive everyone. I forgive. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I forgive everyone. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I forgive everyone. Now we place that hand at the back of the head. And as you do that, just tip your head up towards the sky. And here we are going to forgive ourselves. Mother Kundalini, please forgive me for all my mistakes that I have made in the past towards my innocence, towards my spirit, towards my ascent. Please forgive me, and I forgive myself. And now for the most important chakra, which is on top of her head, the fontanelle bone, which is where the fountain of our mothering energy comes through. So stretch your right hand and place the palm of your hand on top of your head, and the soft part that the children have when they're babies, there's a soft part on their head. So that is where a fontanelle bone is. Place your palm, good pressure, and you could lower your head forward a little bit. And here we are going to rotate a hand in a clockwise direction, and the movement of a hand is starting from a left, forward, to a right and back. Left, forward, right and back. Nice and firm, moving your scalp. And as we do that in all our freedom, and this is where it is very important to ask for it. So we pray to and ask the mothering energy, the Kundalini, to please give me my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. And for those of us who have done this before, we can just ask for, please strengthen my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my self-realization. Just take note where your hand is. We're going to keep our attention on that part of our head and just bring our right hand back on our lap. Watch that space and keep your attention on top of your head where you had your hand a moment ago. See how you feel on your hands. If it's cool on the palms of your hand, or there's tingling sensation on your fingertips, that's okay too. And ever so slowly, just open your eyes and watch what is in front of you here. And just see, with your eyes open, whether you can watch Shri Mataji's photograph or the flame and not be thinking. And if you have no thoughts, and you can watch that with your eyes open, that is being in thoughtless awareness, where you're aware of your surroundings, but you're not thinking. And that is the first step of being in meditation. And that is possible because the Kundalini, as she comes up, she sucks our ego and superego, two institutions on our head. our thinking from the past and our excessive thinking of the future, that's pulled in, and it creates a space for the Kundalini to rise and to take us into the present, which is where the meditation happens. We might just do a little experiment with our hands. Place your right hand on top of your head where you had your hand a moment ago. And then just nice and slow, take it up a couple of inches high and see how you feel. And you're looking to see how you feel on your palm of your hand. If it's cool, that's great. The Kundalini's come through. If there's a bit of tingling heat coming through, that's okay too. As the Kundalini rises, she's clearing. We're also going to check with the left hand because some of us have a clear left hand or a clearer right hand. So we're just going to try and also do this with our left hand now. So you're watching how you feel on the palm of your hand. Bring your hand back down. So that is the process of self-realization. Didn't have to go to the mountains. You didn't have to leave your families. And it happens within minutes.
So all of the knowledge that we use to talk, the source of it is Shri Mataji. So the best is to listen straight out of her mouth. So let's listen to Shri Mataji, please.
Now just move.
Whatever may be the realm, a scientist must keep his mind open that I am dealing with one side of life which has given me one-sided attitude. I have studied in the universities, I have studied in the colleges and all that, and now whatever I have studied is not complete. If it was so, you should have been able to cure diseases. But you are not. There are so many diseases you just cannot cure, and as Dr. Warren has said, you do not know the cause of it. You cannot explain how it goes. So you have to go in a very circuitous way to find out the cause. And then you fight with the cause and the effect. But could be a realm, there could be a realm which is beyond the cause. There could be an area. Let us take a scientific attitude. If somebody puts before you a hypothesis, then you should take a very scientific attitude towards it. There could be a realm which is beyond the effects and which is beyond the cause. If you fight between the cause and the effect, you cannot reach very much. Because you try to create one cause, improve one cause, it will give another effect. When you try to give penicillin to cure some infection, you see there's another effect. That's why what we find when we give one medicine to one person, it has an effect another than this. So as they say, कि एक भूत को निकाला तो दूसरा भूत बैठ गया. Now we have to go beyond the cause and effect. How do we go beyond cause and effect is the point. At this point we must understand, we must have the humility of a scientist. That I have not known that realm so far. I have not been there. I have not understood that. Let us move to that new realm of negation of cause, where you just go beyond cause. Now this, how it can happen and how it can work out, we cannot find it in medical science books. It's not written. Because medical science has started, say, treating the leaf for its diseases. It has not gone to the roots, it has not gone to the sap, it has not risen through the sap, but it starts from outward inside, and what we have to do is to go inside to see what resides within ourselves. Now when we talk of our plexuses and we say because of this plexus gone out of control, that plexus gone out of control, or by this ductless gland not working or that not working, this happens. But still our limited knowledge doesn't take you beyond that cause which we are trying to cure by some medicine or something. From one cause to another, to another, to another, we go on creating causes and thus the effects. You must have seen many patients who go in the hospital, they are suffering from one trouble, so they develop another trouble. Now to go beyond it, God Almighty, which doctors don't want to accept, that's not good, they should accept. He exists. He does exist, whether you like it or not. We can say the nature, if you like that word. The nature has created within us a built-in system. A built-in system which is a comforter, which is a curator, which cures you, which redeems you, which takes you away from all the causes of the effect. What is that system within us? We should try to. Now, I will, as doctor has already told you about the chakra, I'll tell you about the force that resides within us, which is called as the Kundalini. This is called in 3.5 coils within us in the triangular bone called as sacrum. Now just see the word sacrum. I went to Greece and asked them, why did you call this triangular bone as sacrum? They said, because it's a sacred bone. Why is it a sacred? Because it is said that when you burn the body, this still remains. But I said, what? They couldn't answer. It's the Kundalini in it. They knew that there is some force in it which was sacred, that's why they call it. You'll be surprised in Greece, they have done so much work that the word Athens comes from, they said, from the word Atha. Atha means what? They said in Sanskrit, it means primordial, and also in their language it means primordial. And what is Athena is the primordial mother. You'll be surprised that when you see Athena herself, she has a snake in her hand like this with chakras made. But they cannot relate it to something spiritual. They cannot have that rapport with that spiritual realm because they don't have those people. They have lost all that knowledge that they had from some Indians, which said that put a proper symbol of Athena. The symbol is perfect. Even if you go to Persepolis where they have made a temple of her, then they have there a beautiful temple with a child god sitting there, Sri Ganesha. And these steps are, they said, are 3.5, means 3 are complete and half is short. And they said, if this is in circular, it's in a circular way, put it, it's a circle, but the circle can cover the whole world. Just now you cannot see the movement of the angle, but it is calculated in such a way that it can cover the whole world. They cannot relate, though they have these things with them, the past has given this, they cannot relate it to Kundalini. Now we are going through them, so how are we going to relate it to anything that we have here? Now this Kundalini is a living force. Is a living force, is the true desire, the Shuddha Ichcha, the pure desire within us. It's a living force which has to ultimately give us our second birth. The second birth has been described by all the saints. But as we are so separated, there's no integration, saints do not have any place in the books of medicine. They have nothing to do with it. There are some another category, saints are put there, doctors put there, psychologists put there, another one put there. We are all so disintegrated that there is no combination made. But why not go to the saints and find out what they have to say about it? After all, they also know a lot. The saints have told that this is the force which resides in the triangular bone, which rises through these 6 centers. The 7th one doesn't play the part, it is below the Kundalini, and comes out of this fontanelle bone area, which is a soft bone, and gives you realization. Clear? Now, this has not happened to many. It has happened to very few. So the people don't want to believe the saints. They do not want to accept that this is possible. Now, this Kundalini is your individual mother. Everyone has this Kundalini of their own. Is all your past written on it, just like a tape recorder. When the Kundalini rises, like a primule in a sea, when it rises, it pierces through all these 6 chakras, and then I hope the doctors won't be shocked that the deities of these chakras are enlightened. Now we have got deities. We know that there are deities. We also talk about deities. In the house of a doctor, you'll find a Ganapati kept there and say namaste. But that Ganapati has something to do with your pelvic plexus, they will never try to relate. They will never try to relate. The whole body is integrated. And it is so complicated that you cannot just separate it with physical being to the emotional being from other, whatever are his habits and things like that. I'll give you a simple example. We had a person, very saintly person I should say, because he came to Sahaja Yoga and he was a great worshipper of Ganapati. And he came to see me. He has a heritage also of Agnihotri. They used to have 300 Agnihotras and all that. He came to see me and said, Mother, I don't know why I'm suffering from prostate gland. I was myself amazed, because it is controlled by Shri Ganesha at the first center. Now how can he suffer from prostate gland? Now see, the doctor should see the subtler side of it. I said, all right, doesn't matter. My prasad is some chana. I gave him some chana. All right, you have this chana. He started looking this side. I said, why, what's the matter? He said, today is Sankashti and I do not take chana. Now can you believe it? This is adharma, to do fasting on the day of the birth of Sri Ganapati. That is Sankashti. It is adharma. This is an insult, because that is the day he is born. That is the day he is to be celebrated. That is the day you must have some sweets in the house. Instead of that, you are celebrating as if somebody is dead. To a mental mind, it will not go into that. But you'll be surprised. I said, all right, now this is the biggest mistake you have committed. Give up your upavas on the day he was born. Take this chana. He ate it. When he went back, his prostate was cured. It's a fact. You can find out. There are so many, factually, we have cured so many people which doctors have accepted. So many troubles we have cured. There's no doubt about it. But how I have worked it out? By correcting the entire personality, not one physical being that you cut the prostate, take it out and finish and you are all right. Now Muladhara chakra, which is the first chakra within us, is a very, very important center. But chakras are not the one on which we can jump and say we are beyond cause. It is in the Kundalini. Kundalini is the central part. It is not attached to anything, but it gives life. Like you have seen a flame. Flame is not attached, but it gives light. In the same way the Kundalini goes and she gives light to these deities. When the deities are enlightened, they start throwing their particular type, the peculiar type, or you may call the very innocence. In the case of Sri Ganesha, it starts spreading. Now doctors will never believe that innocence or anything has to do with the troubles of the pelvic plexus. Nobody will believe. Now, when I went to America first time, I told them, don't go into this Freudian nonsense. He is a Rakshasa. He is going to finish you all. You don't know to what extent he has ruined you. But they would not listen. They said, what's wrong? What's wrong? Now they have got a disease. I told them you'll get a disease which will be incurable. They have got a disease called AIDS, has come out of the same because they have lost their innocence. If you lose your innocence, you develop all these diseases of the pelvic plexuses. Left-hand side. All left-hand side diseases of the pelvic plexus you get when you have lost your innocence. You know, all the diseases which we call as dirty diseases, which are not curable, are because of that. So to go to the cause, to the end of it, where we land up, is to see that Ganesha is being insulted. On the right hand side of the Muladhara, supposing a person is very overactive, very futuristic. He has no time for his children, he has no time for his wife, he is all the time working very hard, and he is all the time overactive with his physical being or with his mental being. He will develop the trouble of the right, like constipation and all other stuff. Austerities of funny type, that people have austere things. You see, I have seen people doing all kinds of nonsensical austerities which are not required. Actually, God has made you to enjoy life. He has not made you to suffer at all. He doesn't want you to suffer at all. On the contrary, He has made everything so beautiful that you should enter into His kingdom, understanding how gracious He is. But we are the ones, we try to make ourselves suffer. For example, now people have a great sense that we must suffer to get to God. This is another nonsensical idea, very prevalent with us. So we say we must fast. I can understand somebody is fasting for the physical goodness, but not to the extent that everybody is trying to slim down to become an actress, everybody is going into a fad and spoiling their health. Now the fasting is not to be done for God at all, it's wrong. It is insulting to God. Why do you want to fast for God? Who has told you to fast? They might say, particular Bhatt has come and told me, particular Pujari has told me. But what about him? Does he fast? He takes all the money from you and makes you fast. There is no need to fast at all for people who think that they have to reach God. You don't have to suffer. If you ask for suffering, you will get it. As it is in our country, we are dying of fasting, aren't we? The Jews refused, they denied Christ and said, we will not accept Christ because He says He has suffered for our sufferings and you need not do any more sufferings. They said, we don't want to accept this proposition. We must suffer. So all right, you suffer, you have Hitler, enjoy the suffering. We should be happy people. We should be joyous people. We should be festive. Be thankful to God. Count your blessing every day. That's one of the ways to keep yourself very healthy. And not to fast in the name of God. Cut your hair in the name of God. Put cold water onto it. Do all kinds of nonsensical things in the name of God. Which God will be happy? If you want to make your mother unhappy, you say, all right, I'll fast today. So your mother is unhappy. She thinks that this boy is angry with me. I don't know why he's not eating. And this is what exactly we are doing even in our spiritual practices. So those who indulge into spiritual practices in a wrong way suffer from physical problems. Those who indulge too much into futuristic things, like the people who are very futuristic, they are not bothered about God, they are not bothered about religion, they have no time, they are very busy people. You just see their faces as if an aeroplane is passing before you. They have no time for anything. Such people suffer from so many diseases like heart attack. Now heart attack can be of two types. One is due to lethargic heart, another is to overactive heart. The person who has an overactive temperament, especially in Delhi, everybody is a busy person, very busy, no time. I asked somebody, are you coming to the program? No, mother, I have no time. I have to do some files. Everybody is responsible as if, like Shri Krishna, they are holding the Govardhan on their heads. Such people have to suffer from heart, no doubt. Because what they are doing, they are going to imbalances. They are going too much to the right side. And they are forgetting what resides in the heart is the spirit. They have no time for their spirit. Spirit disappears, they get a heart attack. High blood pressure is also due to the same. Now you might say that mother, high blood pressure comes because this and that and that. But basically it comes when you have imbalances. Those people who are overactive think too much. Then what actually happens, I'll tell you. What actually happens that you have a center, what we call as aortic plexus, as you know, has the subtle center which looks after it as Swadhisthana chakra. The Swadhisthana chakra is converting your fat cells into such cells which will be used by your brain for your brain. When you are thinking too much, it is to be replaced. And for that replacement, the cells are created in the stomach and then they are transferred in the blood for the use of the brain. Now you are thinking too much, the process is too much, but this Swadhisthana chakra has to do other jobs also, is to look after the liver, look after the pancreas, look after your spleen, look after part of the uterus and intestines. So neglecting all that, you are just thinking all the time. So the first thing that will happen to you, you will have liver trouble, hot temperament. You will be a very thin person. You will have a temperament that at the slightest you can shoot off into tempers because you are thinking too much. The Swadhisthana is not giving any balances to the liver and liver is heated up. The heat is not carried away and the heat is in the liver. When the heat is there, such a person becomes very hot tempered. But then you develop cirrhosis of the liver and all the troubles of the livers come out of it. But also there could be a lethargic liver, which is the other side, which I'll tell you tomorrow. But today I'm telling you about the overactive people. Such liver patients have biliousness and they suffer from very bad attention. Their attention is very bad. Now, the another thing we have done, stupidly, I don't know from where it has come, I don't know, but it has come to India also, that we have to use our eyes not for flirting. We have not to use them for sex activity. They are not for sex activity. I don't know from where this idea has come that the eye should be used for sex activity. So the whole sex system is upset. Then your eyes are upset and you cannot keep your attention in level. Plus your liver is out, so your attention is finished. Today only somebody came to see me, an architect. I was trying to tell him something. He could not listen, he could not hear me. It was nothing in his head. Nothing could go into his head because his attention was like this all the time. He was only knowing what he has to say. He was saying it again and again and again and again. I then stopped talking. Then he realized that he is not listening to me. This is what happens to you when your attention goes like that. Now when attention is lost, your attention is not that, you become like a madman. It's a funny thing to talk to someone. You're talking to someone who's looking that side, looking that thing. Nothing is registered. 1/10 of what you say doesn't, nothing is registered. So such a person cannot know anything what is happening. Now this Swadhisthana chakra, when you fail it in the way that you always start thinking, you're flirting, you're using it for some another purpose, then what happens? Your liver goes out, your kidneys go out, that's why high blood pressure. You get your pancreas out of gear, so you get diabetes, then you get also spleen into trouble. Spleen is the most dangerous thing. When it is out of gear, it troubles you much more because that is the one which regulates your timing. It's the timekeeper. Now the people who early in the morning will read a newspaper, as it is, newspaper should not be read in the morning time. It's such a shocking thing. They believe in giving you sensations, you see. And you are so much used to sensations that unless you have some sensational news, you don't like it. So they try to find out some sensations, and when you get the sensation, what happens? That you get shocked. After all, you are a human being. You are not a stone that you won't be shocked. You are shocked. Then you have to take your food, go to your office in time. Now you start up. You start driving mad on the way. Maybe you are in a bus or whatever, you're thinking, now how will I reach the office? All the time you are hectic. That time maybe you are eating your breakfast on your way and thinking that I'll finish the breakfast. Now this is a very hectic way of life. When you are hectic, the spleen does not know how to react to your hectic activities and it starts becoming crazy, it does not know how to act, and that's how the vulnerability for the blood cancer is set into your system in the spleen.
Next week. It's a very interesting speech.
It's this speech was in 30, 40 years ago, and I think if anything, it will become worse.
I find Shri Mataji gave talks
I felt kind of
time ago, but they're still quite prevalent.
I was eating my breakfast today while watching the phones.
Yeah, they're still very prevalent to our conditions today.
Yeah, so I'm kind of speechless because a few things that Shri Mataji was saying, I do those things.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking when Shri Mataji was talking about the right side today. So in some ways, the right side is a lot of aggression. So anything that we do, we aggress in the sense, let's say you're trying to buy a nice painting. Even that you have to buy the most expensive one. Sort of aggressive, this one. And then usually, I feel we're running around this pendulum thing. Either we are aggressing someone or getting a bit regressed because someone else is aggressing on us. So in this whole aggression, regression business, we sort of digress from the path of the center. And that is kind of normal. think if you don't, even if you have your self-realization, it does happen. And you get these self-affirming solutions to have a leg up in the society, where somebody will say, yeah, it's like, no, I'm good, all is well, I'm good. Those sort of things don't work in the long term. And that's where what Shri Mataji talks about, the comforter is such a live energy. It's not like you're just stuck in the chart. It's a nice concept. You read about it in a book and you feel like you've done it.
You feel it within yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that is the difference in Sahaja Yoga, where the comforter is so smart. All you have to do is ask, and then you don't have to be like that smart. You just have to put your hands like that, and then let's say one of your fingertips is a little bit uncomfortable. You say, "Oh, let's say comforter or Mother Kundalini, can you please fix this up?" And then it starts. So we can use the comforter to clear our left and right channels, the channel of aggression and the channel of, say, depression. When it's out of balance, by a very simple exercise of clearing our left and right. So we could just put our left hand on the lap. Perhaps before that, if you can show how to raise the Kundalini.
Sure. So this is the only prerequisite and the exercise that we go through before meditation, and then you do it at the end of the meditation. And there's a good reason for it. So we raise.
If you can go a bit forward.
Okay. So we raise our Kundalini 3 times. Left hand comes in front and just rises nice and steady. Right hand, bring it in and out. The other way around, Geeta. Bring it in and then take it out. Rotates around it. And you watch the left hand, tip your head up, bring it up to the top of your head, and we tie a knot. Great. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Watching the left hand, that is your attention. Watching your attention, come up to the top of your head and we tie 2 knots, nice and firm. And the 3rd time, we do 3 knots. Watching your left hand, bring it up to the top of your head and we tie 3 knots. And that is stationing your attention, your mothering energy, the Kundalini on top of your head. We did it 3 times for the 3 channels on our subtle system. We have the left side, the right side, and then the central part. And then we place ourselves in bandhan, again, bond of protection, using our right hand of action, starting from the left side, bring it to your left, down below, and over the top of your head to the right and back. And it is important to go over the top of your head, not halfway through, so that you're covering your whole subtle system. And we do that 7 times for the 7 chakras, energy centers in our subtle system, in our body, within us. And I have lost count at this stage, so I'm going to follow Vara and stop when he stops.
The last one.
Okay. So this is covering yourself in the bond of protection. So you've stationed yourself, your attention and your Kundalini up the top, and then we place the bandhan. Simple as that.
Now let's do the check. So if we can close our eyes. And for a moment, bring your attention to your fingertips. So a few things can happen. One is that your Kundalini is up and above, nice. So you might be feeling a cool breeze. Or your Kundalini is going up, but and she's trying to clear some problems in your energy centers. If that is happening, you might be feeling a bit of tingling or heat or prickles on any of your fingertips. So just register, just make a note in your head of how your state is at the moment. So when you're having your self-realization, Gulshan said an affirmation that you were supposed to repeat, and am I my own master? So because you got your self-realization, this is being your own master, as in you are able to tell what issues you have with your energy centers by yourself. And Shri Mataji has given us that power to figure ourselves out. So just keep your attention on your fingertips and note how you're feeling at the moment. Now, whatever you are feeling, that it's very individual to yourself. So let's try and clear if there are any issues in our chakras or the energy centers. To start with, we drop our right hand towards Mother Earth. And addressing the comforter within our subtle system. We ask, we pray, Mother Kundalini, please clear me of all the problems on the left side. Mother Kundalini, please clear me of all the problems on my left side. When you ask it with full honesty. Between you and your mother, there is no formality. Mother, please clear me of all the problems on my left side. Now you place your right hand back on the mat. Lift your left hand with your fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. And here you pray, Mother Kundalini, please clear me of all the problems on my right side. These are the problems of aggression, future, planning. Mother Kundalini, please clear me of all the problems on my right channel. You put your left hand on the lap, and with your right hand on top of the head, say, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, please let my self-realization be established. Mother, please keep me in meditation. Once your attention has settled on top of the head, you can bring your hand back to the lap. And let's just meditate in this state for a few minutes. You now once again observe how you're feeling on your fingertips. Often those catches that you may have felt before we started go away. And that is the work of the comforter that Shri Mataji was talking about. Can slowly open our eyes. Perhaps we can do the process again. Yeah.
I should say, I felt certain tingling bits on my fingertips, and by the end, it was gone.
How did we go, Geeta?
A little bit of tingling. Bit hot too today. I don't know.
I've been doing a lot of babysitting. The children driving me crazy.
Was it just the heat you felt for a moment and then it dissipated? That's usually the heat we build up within us sometimes when we've been rushing, doing things, being overactive. And then when you sit down and that, when we asked for this to clear the heat from the right side, and that happens, that's normal thing. So we'll do the Kundalini Bandhan at the end of the program. So same thing. Left hand comes in front, and the right hand bring it in, and then rotate it around. Bring it up to the top of your head and we tie a knot. So not too fast and not too slow. It's just all about being in the middle, in balance, and we tie 2 knots. And the third time. 3 knots on top of our head. And then the bandhan, which is starting from the left side of the hip. Right, yeah, that's right. Oh, the top of your head, to the right and back. That's 1 for the first chakra. For the second chakra within us, the third. The 4th on the heart. The 5th. 6th, and the last one on top of the head, which is something we've just opened up, stop bit on our heart, on our head.
That's all we had for tonight.
Thank you.
We'll play a bit of music for the onliners.
Sure. If you have any questions, do please ask. There are a few people who can help resolve those queries, questions that you might have. Thank you to all of you online for joining, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you. And thank you, Vara.
Onliners, see you next week. Thank you. Bye.